After Michael Jackson's passing, the world began searching for someone to carry on the king of pop's legacy. In the following decade, one young name kept appearing: Justin Bieber. But why Justin specifically? Was he truly the closest person to succeed Michael Jackson? Or was the public simply trying to find a replacement for a king who had no equal? From a kid who appeared on YouTube to one of the biggest pop stars in the world. The story began before we even knew Justin Bieber would become a phenomenon. And if you enjoy music stories with behind-the-scenes details we don't hear about every day, hit like and let's begin. The internet witnessed a phenomenon. Bieber was born as the first pop star of the digital age, discovered through internet videos when he was just 13. As his channel grew, he became the first artist to reach billions of views on YouTube, and it wasn't long before his fame spread globally. The audience and the fascination. Millions were captivated by the childlike talent of Bieber, and he amassed millions of fans, reaching 30 million Twitter followers in 2012. Younger audiences quickly embraced him, and the Beliebers became a community of devoted fans, as if he were a legacy to be perpetuated. An article in Maclean's 2012 noted that Bieber had achieved 3 billion YouTube views in record time and that he wanted to be the successor to Michael Jackson, the new king of pop, saying, "That's what I aspire to. I don't want to be just a teenage heartthrob." These statements make the context clear. Bieber himself acknowledged the competition from young talents to Michael's position. Before delving into the details, let's remember who Michael Jackson was and what he accomplished. Jackson wasn't just a successful singer, he was a complete showman. He combined singing, dancing, including amateur acts like the moonwalk, acting, and music production. His album Thriller holds the title of best-selling album of all time. In the 1980s, Michael revolutionized music videos, transforming them into short films with epic narratives. In short, his entire persona was a spectacle that redefined the concept and measure of fame. The enduring legacy of his fame, the title King of Pop, wasn't just a label, it became a benchmark of unparalleled status. Many in every generation have tried to approach it. Washington.pd noted that Jackson's fans don't readily believe in a true successor because the king doesn't leave a will, as a Guardian article explained the reason for the title's global popularity. After 2009, the rules of the game changed with the rise of the internet. Young stars followed in their time, such as Bruce Mars, Justin Timberlake, Drake, and others, and achieved immense fame. But what made the Bieber brothers so prominent was simply the historic transition to a new era in stardom. How was Justin Bieber born a star? In the age of YouTubers, a kid named Justin emerged in 2008 to 2009 with simple videos of him singing popular songs. His manager, Scott Brown, discovered him, and his debut album, My World 2.0, was released in 2010, achieving phenomenal global success. His single, Baby 2010, alone was the spark that ignited his career, and later, the album Believe 2012 solidified his artistic image. During this period, 2010 to 2012, Bieber wasn't just a star. He was a phenomenon, the first kid to become a pop icon. He sang, danced, and smiled in front of millions, sparking a fan culture and creating youth communities worldwide. The internet explosion. Unlike Michael Jackson's generation, which was dominated by MTV and live shows, Bieber emerged in an era where video distribution and fan engagement became the deciding factors. His success didn't stem solely from a radio station or television channel, but from the power of the internet. The live streaming of his first concert on YouTube resulted in millions of simultaneous viewers. This made him a YouTube star, a new digital achievement. Contemporary popularity. Maclean's magazine noted that despite his youthful appearance, Bieber became the first child star to reach 3 billion YouTube views. At the time, he had the second largest Twitter following after Lady Gaga. With this, and subsequent years of massive tours and concerts that sold out in minutes, Bieber built a huge fan base, making comparisons to Michael Jackson a popular trend. Why did people link Justin to Michael Jackson? Early start and sudden fame. Michael Jackson introduced the world to the child star who became an overnight sensation, the Jackson 5. Justin presented a similar contemporary image, a young boy who sang and became a global icon in just a few years. In both cases, fame came early, and his development was subjected to intense media scrutiny. Being the hottest teen idol in the world wasn't enough for him, says McInnes. He wanted much more. This is why some have begun to notice him claiming the title of the new King of Pop. A remarkable pop phenomenon. Bieber's generation relied on fans to propel their stardom. His fans, Beliebers, were not just listeners, but active publicity forces. Commentators have noted that their influence is similar to that of the Jackson 5's fan base. The key takeaway: when the public adores a young star, they call him a king. This applies to Bieber, a child with armies of fans armed with social media. Much like his counterpart, Michael Jackson. The showmanship and dance. Both men were more than just singers. The focus was on their physical performances. Bieber gradually adopted Michael's showmanship moves. He wore glitter gloves, performed moonwalks, and adopted a cool, freaky stage presence. As McInnes noted, Bieber has already borrowed the robotic dance moves, the glitter gloves, and a hint of the Jacko style. This visual similarity led the media and the public to associate him with Michael, publicly expressing admiration and influence. Most importantly, Bieber repeatedly stated that Michael was his idol. In an exclusive interview with McInnes, 2012, he said, "We don't want to be just a teenage heartthrob, we use Michael as a model. He was successful from his youth to his old age. In other words, all our decisions are based on a long-term strategy. We use Michael Jackson as a model." In that same interview, he added, "I'm building my career on Michael Jackson's decisions and how he maintained his small audience and his privacy. All of that made him a very interesting person to me." Pop Crush, for its part, noted Bieber and his agent's statement that they were literally emulating the king of pop's career. He tweeted in 2013, "MJ, the greatest of all time." He set the bar. These statements weren't mere praise. They signaled Bieber's explicit desire to emulate Michael's legacy. The 90s press hadn't seen a new kid treating his name as a competitive commodity in such a blatant way. Even in his music, Bieber has incorporated references to Michael. As ABC News reported, he told Billboard that his 2013 song, Maria, is "my Billie Jean," noting the similarity in themes. The accusation of having an illegitimate child. This is just one example of the influence, given that his album, Believe, incorporates a sample of Michael Jr.'s "We've Got a Good Thing Going" in the track Die in Your Arms. Thus, some of his songs and melodic phrases have become reminiscent of the atmosphere familiar to Jackson fans. Michael remains a subject of constant debate. Despite all this, there has never been an official consensus or declaration that Bieber is the new king. Even the media elite have acknowledged that the title is not a genuine designation. A 2013 Guardian article discussing a hypothetical duet between Bieber and Michael included Bieber's tweet that Michael is the greatest of all time, reminding readers that any attempt to bestow the title upon him is inherently controversial. In fact, many critics and fans believe that Michael Jackson is unique and that the idea of a successor is absurd. As the saying goes, a king doesn't leave a crown. However, the question remains: has Bieber played a similar role to Michael, but in a different, more modern way? Herein lies another point: a new generation of pop royalty. What Michael accomplished in the MTV era was impossible before his time. What Bieber achieved online was impossible in the 1990s. It could be argued that Bieber has become one of the clearest examples of the post-Michael global superstar model. A star born from the internet, exposed to a full audience before the age of 30, and influencing popular culture on a global scale. Therefore, perhaps the irony at the end of the story is simple. Michael Jackson didn't leave behind a direct successor, but he did leave a standard that defined what it means to be a superstar. Justin Bieber didn't change that standard, but he demonstrated how this artistic unity is being exploited in the age of YouTube and Facebook. He may not be the next king of pop, but his story is one of the clearest examples of how the pop star image has changed since Michael Jackson. Now, the question is for you. Was Justin Bieber truly the closest artist to the concept of Michael Jackson's successor, or is that title just a myth that shouldn't apply to anyone? And who do you think is the king of pop of your generation? Share your opinion in the comments.